You'll have to excuse the static. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I don't know what's going on with my mic and my shit. I'm either using my computer mic or this mic. The computer mic, you can't hear me. This mic, there's fucking weird static. So I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm living in friggin' South America. I can't get a better mic than this right now. So I think I'll just revert back to using my computer. But I don't know. Anyway, the video that I want to make now is basically a video on the future progression of well, I guess security technology, but no, I don't think that's the right thing to say. I guess it's, will you or I or anyone in general go to jail in the future over their thoughts and over their memories, right? And this sounds crazy, but I'm not talking thought crime as in thinking about committing a crime is now illegal. I mean, like, I'm referring to basically, will we one day be able to read minds, and if so, will we be prosecuted over previous offences? And when we are prosecuted over these previous offences, well, I mean, is there a limit? Will some offences become more minor as we realise that basically everyone in the world breaks the law? Will there be a clean slate made after a certain point of time? Or, how will it go? Or will it be a case of it's sort of a power thing and they just, if they decide you do something against whatever the cultural agenda is at the time, they just get you for something you've done in the past? That's what I'm wondering. So, what I'm thinking is, we're kind of scanning the brain, we're slowly trying to understand how it's learning, at the moment. Obviously, we can't read minds, but I'm wondering if, in time we will be able to, and the consequences of that, basically. And, what are they going to do if they have that technology? Because, I'll go to jail for drug possession offences, because it'll be completely provable that I've been in possession of drugs, amongst other offences, such as graffiti, I guess, and other things, which I won't admit to right now. This is a steep hill, a steep drop to go down. But I'm wondering, will I actually be prosecuted for that? Because, in reality, there aren't that many people who haven't broken the law. Whether that knowingly or not knowingly, there aren't that many people who haven't broken the law. Even abroad, people have probably broken visa laws. There's all kinds of laws, you probably broken and you probably go to jail for. And by the book, probably most people would look at be spending like a year to 2 years in jail, I think, because you've got to think about it. There's all kinds of employment laws that people are probably regularly breaking. There's probably like, I don't know, like discrimination laws that people are breaking. There's all kinds of things people do. There's, littering, speeding. There's so many laws you break without really realising. Balancing the serious and the more minor ones out, it's not that weird for me to think that people should be doing a year to 2 years in jail on average per person. You've got to think everyone does, some people do a tiny bit of fraud, this kind of thing. Like, they might have a small business, they won't declare like just £1,000 of tax, for example, 1,000 of tax, but that's quite illegal. They could go to jail for a long time. When you were younger, for example, maybe you shoplifted 20 times for the rush of it. That is a jailable offence as well. A few assaults here and there, and the time that you should have in jail actually piles up quite a lot when you think about it. When you really think about the amount of stuff that human beings probably do as an average that's illegal, it's not that weird. But that's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, will we be prosecuted or not? Because, for example, when we do have this technology that reveals how people think and how people feel, pedophiles will be seen in a different way. I mean, well, everyone who's just got something bad in their head will be seen in a different way, because we'll start to understand that people aren't necessarily inherently evil, although some are, and that you can't just put everyone in fucking jail. More to the point, is a more sort of realistic way of looking at it. Like, we just don't have the resources to allocate that. And will they sort of sift out minor crimes from major ones, or will they have a cut-out point and a timeline where if you did it before this time, depending on the offence, we don't give a flying fuck. Like, if you used drugs 30 years ago, we don't really care. Or if you broke a window 5 years ago, we don't give a flying fuck. Or will they just single out certain offences and say, okay, we'll throw that out the window for now, but if you murdered 7 people 30 years ago and raped 2 old women, you're just going to have to go to jail, mate. I mean, that would be reasonable, obviously. But, yeah, what's going to happen with that? Or is it going to be someone holds the power, the devices that have the capacity to do that? I don't hope for this situation, and I don't hope for the whole timeline thing. I think it should be a scaled thing, and us as humanity, as a global population, should decide what's worth what and what should be overlooked. Maybe look at if something's problematic, if someone's shoplifting every day for like most days, and it seems to be about 30% of their life or 40% of their life they seem to be doing this, not 40% of the actual time awake. That would be insane. I mean, just say they're 40 years old, and let's say it's hard to life. They've been doing it for 20 years, pretty much every day. That's understandable to take them to jail, send them to jail for that. Personally, I don't care that much about people shoplifting. I just wouldn't even bother putting them in jail. But that's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. What I actually hope for with this as well, and this is going to go into privacy, is when privacy becomes a massive issue, and when it becomes a massive issue with our mind. At first, I can see a lot of people being anxious, like, oh, my partner's going to find out. Oh, I was watching some sissification porn. Oh, no, my family are going to find out I wasn't sick on this day, or whatever bullshit. Yeah, unimportant bullshit, or more serious stuff as well. But what we're also going to have happen, if this can happen simultaneously, if all of our details get thrown out, is we'll realise that people aren't as fucking perfect as we all think they are, and it'll be hard for me or you or anyone else to go out and criticise someone else unless you're an extremely perfect person who never did anything wrong or never did anything out of society. And if you are, I feel sorry for you in some respects, because that sounds boring to me, but if you enjoy it, fuck me, you're an angel, and you deserve to talk down to all these immoral people. But basically, I think it'll be a good thing, because rather than seeing everyone as just evil or not evil and jailable or not jailable, we'll have to look at it as a scale. We'll have to acknowledge the idea that we're not all perfect and we shouldn't all live to perfect standards, and try to help humanity as a whole to become better. We can't just say that we're going to do things and make a little fund and not realise the results, because the results will be there and open to see. It'll make the problems that society has, the problems that humanity has, unescapable. We won't be able to look back. We won't be able to make excuses, because they'll be there out in the open, and your problems will be there out in the open for everyone to see. Mine will, and so will everyone's, and it will be impossible to deny them. And that's a very scary thought, on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's good. It's good. Long term, it's probably good. It means we'll have to deal with those problems. And once we've finally dealt with all these problems in the human psyche, we will be healed as people. We will basically be pure after that. We will fully understand how to be human, our own imperfections. We will fully integrate those and understand what the root of happiness is. And after that, we'll probably be more blissful, if it all goes well. Anyways, that was just some food for thought. Sorry it wasn't proper content. I've just been thinking about it for a long time. I don't know how to put it under, but anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you another time.